You heard him. Welcome back to NBA Today. So big news out of Philadelphia Monday morning. Joel Embiid has tested positive for COVID-19 and has entered the NBA's health and safety protocols, a source told ESPN's Adrian Wojnarowski and Ramona Shelburne. Embiid leads the 76ers, averaging 21.4 points per game and 9.4 rebounds in 9 games this season. And the Sixers have won 46 of the 60 games Joel Embiid has played since the start of last season, but are just 11-11 in the games that he's missed. Philly is averaging 5 more points per game when Embiid plays, so we'll see how they adjust without him. So the Sixers will be without Joel Embiid for the foreseeable future. Perk, what is your outlook on Philly without Joel in the lineup?
You know, obviously you can't replace Joel Embiid, arguably the best center in the game of basketball right now. But when you talk about togetherness, chemistry, the 76ers are showing us that they have come together. And different guys are stepping up different nights. You have Tyrese Maxey, he may step up one night. You having Seth Curry, who's been playing phenomenal, almost at an all-star caliber rate. But most importantly, you have Andre Drummond, a guy that has a lot to prove. A guy that season didn't end well last year. A guy that took the vet minimum. A guy against the Portland Trailblazers a few games back when he started had, 14 points, 15 rebounds, and 7 assists. And this is what Doc Rivers do. He loved adversity. He loved when their team is back is against the wall. And when you see the Philadelphia 76ers in their chemistry, I think they'll be okay and play solid basketball until Embiid gets back.
Well, and they've just hit so much turbulence this season, right, Perk? And we've seen guys like you mentioned, George Niang, those types of guys step up. It's just about how long they're going to be able to sustain that under the pressures that they've already been facing this season. So far they have, but that's mostly with Joel Embiid. So the Sixers, they have a tough 3 games coming up at home, hosting the Knicks, the Bucks, the Raptors, before going on a 6-game road trip that'll include stops in some tough cities: Utah, Denver, Golden State. That Warriors game will be on November 24th. It will be on ESPN, and I will be there as well. So I am curious, though, what do you think, Ramona? Do you think that we are going to see wins by committee, or how long can this be sustained?
You know, that upcoming schedule is rough. I mean, they were in the middle part of a really difficult stretch here. Now a game against the Knicks, the Bucks, like this is a tough stretch. And I was surprised they were winning without Tobias and Thibault and I don't know, the big guy not being there. That's a real tough stretch for them. But still, to be 8-2 with the adversity they've already had, not the whole with everything going on with Ben and with Joel's knee not being in a great place after he knocked knees with Valanciunas the first game. I don't want to write them off. Yep. I mean, they've gone 8-2 with all of that happening.
I'm going to write them off, okay? Because 8-2 to this point is commendable. There's no question about it.
Piece of pen, piece
of
paper.
No. I mean, that stretch is brutal. Like, let's be real. You know, you saw the stretch there. So because of that, I just don't think without a star on the roster, they're 11-11 when Embiid has been out, right? But Ben Simmons was there for a big chunk of those games, which allowed them to stay afloat. Now's when they really need Ben Simmons, right? Now's when they're going to need that particular player to be able to help carry them. They don't have that on this particular roster. Could they win a game or two? Perhaps. But can they sustain success, which was your question? No, I don't believe so.
So how do you see then Doc Rivers approaching this?
Oh, well, it's going to have to be just, by committee, right? Like, it's a meritocracy. It's not.
A lot of Seth Curry, a lot of Tyrese Maxey.
It's going to be whoever's hot, right? Whoever's hot is going to get minutes, and they're just going to have to survive at this point. But look, it's early in the season. Even if they have a rough stretch, it doesn't mean that they're out of it by any stretch of the imagination. They'll be fine. They just got to survive these next 10 days or so.
All right, well, then let's look at the tough teams that they're going to be playing up against, because survive so long as they continue to stay healthy.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.